Hey Taurus, welcome to your New Year 2023 tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you, which I hope it does. Now we're just going to dive in. What is it that you need to know for this coming year? What is the message coming through? What is going on with you? What is the major situation that is going on? What do you need to know for 2023? What we've got there, a nice 10 of Cups. Okay, let's put that into some context with our Dove and Serpent spread. We got some good stuff going on here. A lot of majors. Some good water energy here today. All right, so let's do the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at that until the very end. And hopefully that will, tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end of the reading. So let's see, we got some earth, some water, some earth. We've got some earth, some majors, some water, and some air. So it's a fairly nice balance of things. I'm seeing a little bit of a lack of the air element, a little bit of a deficit of the swords energy. Okay, so that's telling me right away that this year is really going to have to involve you making an effort to communicate more. Make an effort to express yourself more, to reach out to people, to be a little more social, or to try to network a little bit more. Okay? Because I feel like there's a lot of strong energy, a lot of feeling, a lot of work, a lot of success going on. And what we're kind of missing is a little bit of the interpersonal aspect of it, or a little bit of the networking, the communication. Could be you like it that way. All right. Now, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying what we're not seeing. We're not seeing too much of that air. Okay. But let's start at the beginning with this 10 of Cups. I think that this year, this new year, like in the first couple of months of the new year, I think you're really going to start to feel this intense satisfaction with things. We see so much good water energy here. Just in the two cards that we see with this water energy, it's really intense water energy. I feel like you're so close to just having this amazing fulfillment in your life, right? Your financial goals maybe are being completely fulfilled and met. Your emotional goals, right? Your relationship goals, your maybe romantic goals are being fulfilled. But more than it being romance, I don't know that there is a very overt romantic sign here. I'm seeing this emotional component being more about finding meaning in what you're doing. You're finding satisfaction in your life, within yourself, in your activities, in your choices, in your accomplishments. Okay? And I think maybe that's connected with that, the lack of swords that I saw is maybe there's just the desire there for someone to share all of this with. Okay? Now, you could be in a relationship now. Yeah, sure. Maybe you're not. The lack of swords energy is saying that regardless of your situation right now, single, married, in a relationship, or whatever, there is not a strong sense of communication, not a strong sense of openness, of honesty, of sharing, right, of being vulnerable. I think a lot of your successes, a lot of your accomplishments, you kind of keep to yourself in some ways, right? But let's back up a little bit. 10 of Cups, great fulfillment. I think you're really going after everything that you want in life. And I think you're really feeling this strong satisfaction, or at least the potential is there for this complete just manifestation of all of this joy and pleasure and satisfaction. You're really feeling like this is the year where you accomplish so much. It's going to be like the best year of your life, right? I think that's kind of your attitude. I think that's especially with this. This is crossing this 10 of Cups this year. This is the Magus, the magician, the juggler, Mercury. A little bit of a trickster. So let's keep that in mind. But Mercury is here to say that you really have this sense of power, this sense of being in control, this sense of wisdom as well, right? It's almost like you kind of have this inner certainty that you're going to accomplish these things this year. You really feel, really believe, really know, right? You really have this sense of certainty that this is going to be your year. I think you're going into 2023 with some tremendous confidence. Some tremendous confidence. Now, we don't see a lot of fire here, but the fire that we do have is very special fire, very, very strong, powerful fire. We don't see a lot of anger. We don't see a lot of animosity or a lot of conflict, or there's not a lot of opposition, right? We don't see any of the fire or wands pip cards, right? We don't see any ace through 10 from fire here. The fire that we do have is this extra special fire. This is the Judgment card, the Eon card, the rebirth, the reawakening, the kind of baptism by fire, right? So this is that really strong, this really intense, more general fire energy, more spiritual fire energy, more kind of ubiquitous, right? It's the fire that's really permeating your entire life, but it's not in any specific function. It's not in any specific kind of, manifestation or outlet. This is just an intense fire. And this is at the top of the path of the dove. I think this is what you're aspiring to. This is what you're looking towards. This is what you're hungry for. This is what you're going after this year. And this is really a representative of all of this energy in a nutshell. What does all of this energy mean? Everything we're going to talk about today is in the context of you breaking through to the next level of your life, stepping through this doorway into your future. It's really about taking this new year, taking 2023 as your year, the year for you to fulfill all of your dreams and goals, reach your accomplishments, manifest all of this water energy, manifest this earth energy that we're going to talk about, and it's really going to be your year. And now this, coupled with that magician card, this is enough to end the reading. We can say this is it. This is all you really need to know. This is going to be your year. You're going to reach all of your goals. This is going to be the best year of your life. Okay? I really feel that. I think you feel that. That's the important thing. I think you're understanding that this is it. This is the year that you're going to do it. Okay? And now let's get on to some of these other energies, because this is really, really good, really amazing energy that we see. So I think it's going to be a year of intense satisfaction and joy, real accomplishments, right? I think it's going to be this next level. It's going to be stepping through this doorway into this just kind of crazy, amazing fire energy, right? This spiritual path that you're on is kind of going to be it's going to be like a breakthrough. It's going to be like stepping into an entire new world, right? It's going to be that kind of, you have that kind of confidence, that kind of certainty that this is going to be your year, okay? What we see in the recent past, not always that intensity, not always that fire. This is still, shouldn't have said that. This is intense, but it's not that fiery intensity, right? This is like absolute pure fire. Confidence, passion, certainty. This is just burning toward your future, right? Just that tremendous, the most spiritual, the most beneficial fire that we could ask for, right? Kind of just burning your way to the future. This is in your past. This is water. This is kind of the polar opposite of that. I think this is maybe representative of 2022. Not very good. Not very pleasing. Not very pleasurable, not very successful, not very comfortable. Okay, I see that there's kind of been a little bit of disharmony or a little bit of maybe pain and suffering in 2022. This is the recent past. This is maybe the whole of 2022. You've been in kind of a uncomfortable position, bit of an awkward position. Maybe you've felt like you've been kind of suspended, that you haven't been able to really make any moves. You haven't been able to approach this doorway, this active fire, this future, this confidence, this forward burning movement, right? With this, there's just an enduring. There's a lack of movement. It's just more having to go through this pain and suffering, having to go through these trials and tribulations, right? Not a whole lot you could have done about it at the time, but now you're coming into this Mercury energy. This Mercury, this magician, is utilizing all of these elements. This magician is taking all of this water, all of this experience, all of this pain and suffering, trials and tribulations, taking all of that, using it as fuel, using it as experience, using it as motivation, turning it all into this fire, this outward expression of determination, confidence, and certainty, okay? Burning toward your future. All of that, all of this water is kind of just going to be turned into the gasoline that you need to really drive your engine forward, okay? But this is the recent past. I think we're done with this. I think you're coming out of this. You're certain that 2023 is going to see you stepping through that doorway, right? The doorway of this fiery Eon card, judgment card, the baptism kind of by fire there. What we see directly beneath the surface, this is the unconscious organization of all of your plans. This is the Six of Discs. This is the perfect flowering of all of your ideas, right? This is material success. So I think that this is the unconscious, like I said, the unconscious kind of organizing, planning, the structure, the alignment, the harmony of things. I think deep down, or, you know, on the unconscious level, or kind of on the more subtle level, the more spiritual level perhaps, your soul, your spirit, your guardian angels, whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in, there's been this planning going on this whole time, okay? I think even through all that pain and suffering, the trials and tribulations, I think all of that those were necessary pieces in this alignment that we see here. And this is the perfect alignment that once that final piece is put into place, this is kind of like that lock that, you know, once you get everything aligned properly, it just shines, it just starts to open, it really lights up and lets that light through. You see, with that card there, it's really, there's really that perfect alignment of things, perfect alignment of energies, and all of the experiences, all of the, especially these, what we think of as negative experiences, the painful experiences, trials, tribulations, all of those seem to be absolutely necessary, because without those, you wouldn't be here right now today. You wouldn't be standing at this doorway ready to burn through it, right? Ready to rush through this doorway into your future, okay? So I think that beneath the surface, yes, there's always been these plans for material success, right? This is also a more mundane card talking about financial success, your health, your wealth, your fitness, your finances, your domestic situation, all of the physical realm things that needed to get put in order, right? The basis of everything. You have to like get all of your ducks in a row. You have to get everything in place, right? It's not enough to just have the fire and the water and that Mercury energy, but Mercury has to work with the elements. Mercury has to work with the other planetary energies to put everything in place for this manifestation, for this success, okay? It's not enough to have just all of this energy. You have to really do the work and put things where they need to be, right? Now, in the immediate future, though, we see that one air card, the one swords card that we have in the reading today, and this is the Ten of Swords. This is kind of, I almost feel like this is an inability to really express yourself to other people. And now, if you're in a relationship or not, you know, whoever the close people are to you, I feel like there's not a lot of sharing there. I feel like all of this that's going on with you, you're kind of keeping it to yourself, right? And this isn't a judgment of that. This is just kind of saying there's going to still be more of that. I think maybe you find it difficult to express these ideas to other people, right? Maybe, any attempt that you've made to communicate everything that we just talked about, it doesn't really come out right. It doesn't really, you feel like the people around you don't really get it or don't really understand? Is that resonating with you? Because I'm getting this feeling like you've almost given up on sharing certain parts of yourself with the people who are close to you. Okay? I don't know. I'm trying not to be offensive, right? And I'm not judging that. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we have to be very discerning. We have to be careful of what we communicate about our inner life, right? About our spiritual life. Right? It's not something that everybody needs to know about. So I see that in the immediate future for you is this either the kind of breakdown of that kind of communication or just your reluctance to enter into that kind of a discussion with people around you. Okay, we're not going to spend too much time there because we already talked about the air, how there's not a lot of it today. So let's go to the path of the serpent now, because there's some really good energy. Water and earth, water and earth. These are passive cards, passive energies, passive, receptive, magnetic energies. Okay, so we saw a lot of the fire and stuff over here. We saw the more active thing, at least with the magician, the Magus Mercury, and with that Eon card, all that fire. But now we see your general energy as this Queen of Discs. Now this, I think, relates directly to this card, because they're both at the bottom of their respective paths. And this was, you making all the plans, putting everything into place, getting ready to make these moves, right? Getting ready to create and manifest all of the success and satisfaction that we're talking about. And so I see that right now you're really in that mindset, right? You have these more lofty, spiritual, kind of energetic, these subtle, musings and all of this energy that you're dealing with. But really when it comes down to it day to day, you're doing the work, right? You're trying to set things up for this manifestation. You're getting things ready. You're doing the work. You're taking control. You're taking responsibility. And you're doing so with a lot of understanding. Okay, you understand how the things that you're doing today, the materials that you're working with and moving around, and the choices that you're making day to day, you understand how those are going to affect the long-term future with that Aeon card, that Judgment card, that doorway, that fire energy. But on the day-to-day, you've got to be like getting down to business, right? So I think that's your general energy. You're focused on the more practical kind of business end of things. Now what we see in terms of your relationships with other people or how you relate to others, we see a 9 of Cups here. So this is really happiness. I think that this is saying you do have a lot of close relationships to you. You could be in a romantic relationship. I think you have close friends, family members, people that love you, people that you cherish. But I just think with the lack of air that it might not be such a verbal or intellectual or a sharing of information on the mental plane. It could be a more subtle connection that you have with people. You connect on the heart level with people, right? With your compassion, your empathy, with your care, with your really wanting to see the joy in other people, right? I think that's how you relate to people more than with the air, okay? I think you relate to people on that heart level, and that's how you communicate. That's how you express yourself. That's how you show people that you care, really, is on that heart level, by making sure people are taken care of. You really want people to experience joy and satisfaction in their own life. I think it gives you a lot of happiness to see other people happy. Okay, so I think this is taking the place of the air, and I think maybe there is this, because we got that 10 of Swords, so I feel like maybe you are consciously aware that the verbal communication, the kind of mental exchange of ideas doesn't really resonate with everyone. All right, so you're connecting with people on a different level, and I think that's fabulous. I think this is, especially we have this 10 of Cups over here. Now we've got the 9 of Cups. Like I said, we had just a couple of water cards, but the water cards that we do have are really amazing, really deep. I think you find a lot of meaning and a lot of happiness in your interactions and in your relationships with other people, even though it doesn't have that mental component, right? Doesn't have a lot of that swords, back and forth kind of intellectualizing, right? I don't know if I'm explaining that right. Let me know in the comments if you kind of get what I mean with the lack of swords there. Because I see that you're connecting more on this heart level. And then also considering the fact that we had this 10 of Cups at the beginning, now we see this 9 of Cups. I think that this deep satisfaction that you're manifesting this year, I think, you're walking through this doorway, this engine is running, and you're doing it. This year is all about you. It's going to be the best year of your life, right? I think you're taking other people with you, right? I think you're really going to use this as an opportunity to care for other people, to ensure their happiness and their joy too. Okay? Because I feel like you really cherish your relationships with the people who are close to you. Okay? And again, there may not be that swords component, that air component, but there's this water component. There's a lot of heart, a lot of love there. Okay? It could be literally that maybe you just haven't talked to a certain person in a really long time. But in this new year, because of these things that are in motion, that's going to change, or you're going to be able to, do something for that person or reconnect with that person in some way on this heart level. Okay, that could be, it could be a rather literal meaning there, that there has just been some kind of a breakdown in the communication and maybe you haven't talked to someone in a long time. Okay, let me know if that's resonating with you, because that's just kind of just got that message now that there's somebody that you really care about but you haven't talked to in a really long time. Okay. The next card that we see is this Knight of Cups, some more really good water energy. This could really be you using some of this fire, right? Using this kind of new year, this new energy, this kind of best year of your life energy, this fire energy. Using that, because this is the Knight of Cups, this is the fiery aspect of the water, right? It could be you using some of that fire to reach out to that person that you haven't talked to in a while. Okay, the person that you really care about, but you haven't spoken to. And so maybe this is an opportunity in this new year to reach out to that person. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here with this card. That could be kind of what's coming in the next few months, is an opportunity, or you feel like it's going to be the right time to do that. Okay, so keep that in mind. And now the final card on the path of the Serpent here, interesting, it's more earth energy. I don't think this is a negative card. It looks rather negative and dark, and it's a pentagram, and it's a 5 of discs. But this is worry and concern, but I think this is, really not something to really fret over too much. I think that this is talking about the beginning of the motion in your physical world, right? You have everything put into place. You've got your focus on the physical realm, the practical aspects of, whatever kind of work you're doing or whatever you're manifesting, whatever your plans are. And then with the 5 of discs, I think this is just saying that, look, it's time to get things moving. It's time to really start acting on all of this planning, all of this, the strategy, all of this energy that you have. It's time to put it in motion. 5 of discs is all about motion. Motion in the physical world. Get moving, I think is what it's saying. Get on with things. Really start the physical process. The planning, everything's been put in order, put in place and aligned. You've got the energies there. Let's just get it moving. I think that's the practical side of that. But let's look at this confirmation card. This mystery card, bonus card, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what this could be. This maybe could be some more water. Sure, it could be a 10 of discs. I think that'd be a nice card to see. But let's just go with it. 3 of discs. So it's all coming back to this earth energy. I don't know if there is a tendency with you to do all this planning, to get everything ready, to really have this wonderful idea, this wonderful plan, do all the preparation, and then you just kind of sit on it for a while. I don't know if that's kind of, the way you do things. Maybe you're a procrastinator a little bit. Because these cards are really saying that, look, you need to start doing the work. I don't know if you've been delaying, if there's been something that has been kind of holding you back or delaying things. You don't see any major indication that there's a delay, but just that there is a lot of planning, a lot of, it's almost like it's all supervisors and not enough actual labor. You know what I mean? Like everybody wants to be the boss, no one wants to actually do the work. So the 3 and the 5 are both active numbers. One is really about the power, like just the physical work, like move stuff around, like move your body, right? Use your physical energy. And the 3 is more about the kind of understanding or the commitment, the devotion to all of this activity, kind of knowing what the far-reaching implications are, but keeping your focus on the day-to-day, right? Think globally, but act locally kind of thing. And so the 3 is really showing the physical, emotional, and mental commitment, right, to the work that you're doing. And the 5 is saying, look, you have to start actually like moving things around, getting your blood pumping, getting your body in motion, like getting these materials moving. Okay, whatever the situation is, whatever it is that's leading you to this fiery doorway, whatever is going to be this kind of next level future for you, right? Whatever it's going to look like. And I hope you'll leave me some comments and let me know, like, what is this going to look like for you? What is the best year of your life going to involve? What kind of things do you have in the works, We're going to take a quick look at all of this in the extended reading. You can become a member to the channel by clicking on the link down in the description box. And I encourage you to do that. It's a few dollars a month. It really helps to support the channel, and I really do appreciate that. I appreciate you just being here right now, okay? Honestly, just you watching this video is I'm very grateful for that, right? I never thought that this channel would grow as fast as it has. I hope everyone continues to enjoy these readings and to take something away from them, even if they don't completely resonate 100% of the time. I appreciate you sticking around and sticking with us. So thank you very much. This was your New Year 2023 tarot reading on Dove and Serpent Tarot, and I'll see you again.